Carl Jung reveals, you are a living karma. People regret how they treated you. As Carl Jung once said, I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. Think about that for a moment. Every action, every choice, every way someone treats you becomes part of a greater story of karma. Life has a mysterious way of balancing itself, and one day people may regret how they treated you. But instead of waiting for that day, the real power lies in how you choose to rise, to transform, and to live with wisdom. So as you listen today, ask yourself, how can I apply these principles of spiritual wisdom to grow, to heal, and to step fully into my happiness? Share your thoughts in the comments, because your voice might be the spark someone else needs. 1. People regret mistreating you. When people mistreat you and later regret it, it is never just about emotions or broken relationships. It runs much deeper. Carl Jung reminded us that until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. And your presence forces people to face that unconscious truth. As a chosen one, you embody a rare form of spirituality that unsettles those who are not ready for growth. Your energy works like a mirror, reflecting their hidden fears, their insecurities, and their unresolved shadows. Some resist that reflection, refusing accountability, rejecting development, and mocking the very light that was sent to bless them. But the moment you step away, the absence of your spiritual presence shifts the balance of their lives. What once brought them peace, healing, and wisdom is gone, and they are left to wrestle with the consequences of their actions. You carry a divine light that not only guides your own path, but also illuminates the darkness in others. When people betray, deceive, or dismiss you, they are not simply harming you. They are rejecting the higher frequency of spirituality you brought into their lives. And the universe, which always seeks balance, responds with precision. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be." Those who choose manipulation, envy, or deceit align themselves with negativity, and karma begins its work. When you leave, you take your sacred energy with you, and suddenly they notice opportunities fading, relationships collapsing, and inner peace replaced by chaos. At first, denial blinds them. Pride convinces them they are unaffected. Yet time has a way of revealing truth, and gradually they realize that life was smoother, lighter, and fuller when you were near. Regret becomes their silent companion. They watch you from a distance, hoping you have stumbled, but instead they see you thriving, rising higher, and walking in alignment with your destiny. That success becomes their unspoken punishment, not because you sought revenge, but because the universe restores balance. As written in Galatians chapter 6, verse 7, "Do not be deceived, God is not mocked. A man reaps what he sows." Your elevation becomes living proof that spiritual development always triumphs over betrayal and dishonor. Every new level you reach takes you into a frequency that cannot be accessed by those who mistreated you unless they choose humility, healing, and self-awareness. But not everyone is prepared for that path. Healing demands courage, and many would rather linger in regret than confront their shadows. That is why they remain as spectators, observing your growth while chained by their own choices. Yet their regret is not your responsibility. You are not here to soothe their conscience or carry their lessons. You are here to grow, to embody greatness, and to fulfill the divine plan over your life. No betrayal can block what has been written for you. So let them watch and let them wonder, but never let their regret hold you back. Your presence is rare, your energy is sacred, and your journey is designed to elevate you beyond the reach of those who once underestimated you. Each step forward is proof that your spiritual development cannot be hindered by the past. Continue to rise, continue to trust the balance of karma, and remember that your destiny is unfolding exactly as it should. Are you ready to step into your power and let the universe handle the rest? If so, comment below. I rise above to affirm your strength and embrace your journey forward. 2. Chosen ones are living karma. You were never just another person in people's lives. You were the catalyst, the mirror, and the consequence. When people crossed paths with you, their true nature was revealed. Some received blessings beyond measure because they honored your light, while others were confronted with the collapse of the illusions they had carefully built. As you stepped into your spiritual awakening, your presence exposed intentions, revealed deception, and carried the weight of truth that could not be denied. Many who once underestimated or mistreated you now live with regret, realizing too late that you were divine energy walking among them. When they betrayed you, manipulated you, or tried to discard you, they unknowingly signed a karmic contract with themselves. The way they treated you was never really about you. It was a reflection of their inner wounds, their unresolved battles, and their lack of alignment with truth. You were not just a person to be used or played with. You were a force of truth, and truth always carries consequences. Now, they sit in silence, replaying the memories, haunted by what they lost and by the realization that they cannot undo the damage they created. Your energy has always been pure, and purity cannot exist with deception. When you enter someone's life, your light shines so brightly that it illuminates the shadows they tried to hide. This is why many felt discomfort around you. It was not you they resisted, but the truth your presence awakened within them. Some chose to embrace that light, using it as a chance to grow and transform, while others clung to their lies, resisting change, only to learn that karma is patient. The more they resisted, the harsher the lessons became, until life itself forced them to face the truth they tried to escape. Every soul that crossed your path faced a choice: to align with truth or to be consumed by their own falsehoods. Those who chose truth experienced blessings, clarity, and spiritual growth because your energy elevated them. Those who operated in deceit, jealousy, or manipulation found their worlds crumbling, not because you wished them harm, but because lies cannot withstand the weight of divine presence. When they mistreated someone carrying spiritual wisdom, they set in motion the collapse of their own foundations, and what they built on falsehoods could not endure. Even if you cannot always see it, the regret is there. They watch from a distance, seeing your growth, hearing of your success, and feeling the loss of what they once took for granted. Some will try to return, desperate to repair what they shattered, while others remain silent, unable to face the truth of their actions. Their karma, however, is not your burden to carry. Your only duty is to continue rising, to walk boldly in your spiritual power, and to let your light shine without apology. You are living proof that spirituality is not just an idea, but a force that awakens, transforms, and restores balance. You are a mirror of truth, and through you, others are forced to see who they really are. Comment below. I am a mirror of truth. If you embrace your power to reveal and transform, let your presence be the force that awakens those around you. 3. You are both a blessing and a warning. You are both a blessing and a warning, a mirror that reveals what others try to hide within themselves. For those ready to evolve, your presence is a light that guides them toward transformation. But for those who resist change, you awaken shadows they would rather ignore. Some respond with gratitude, while others react with jealousy, resentment, or even betrayal. Yet the truth remains, no one meets you and stays the same. As Carl Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. You embody this very truth, and through you, people are forced to confront what lies deep within. Those who lied to you, betrayed you, or abandoned you once believed their actions would carry no consequence. But life has a way of restoring balance with precision. What they thought was weakness in you has become their greatest lesson, because losing you was never just an accident. It was karma unfolding, a divine test they failed. Even those who pretend not to care cannot silence the weight of your memory. In quiet moments, they replay conversations, revisit choices, and wish they could go back. You were not just another person in their story. You were the awakening they were not ready for, a reminder of what they could have gained had they chosen growth instead of fear. The pain they caused was meant to break you, but instead, it became the catalyst for your transformation. Their betrayal carved the path for your strength. Their rejection ignited your wisdom, and their absence opened the space for you to align with your higher purpose. As you rose into this strength, you no longer sought validation from those who could not see your worth. You began to embody your truth with confidence, walking forward not as someone wounded, but as someone reborn. And now they watch you thrive, realizing too late that they were given a rare opportunity to grow beside you, but instead they resisted the very light that could have elevated them. Their regret is not only about losing you, it is about knowing they turned away from a divine chance to evolve. You are not here to be mistreated or undervalued. You are here to embody intelligence, spiritual wisdom, to awaken those who are ready and to expose those who are not. When people betray or reject you, it is never a reflection of your worth. It is a reflection of their own limitations. Karma ensures balance, not out of revenge, but to remind every soul that choices carry consequences. As Rumi once wrote, "The wound is the place where the light enters you." Your wounds became the gateway to your awakening, and your scars became the map of your strength. You are not chasing love, respect, or recognition. You are attracting them naturally by living your truth. And as you walk forward, you remind the world that your journey is not only about you, but about awakening everyone who crosses your path. 4. You are a reflection and a test. You were never just another person walking through life. You were always a mirror, a reflection of truth that others could not ignore. Simply by being yourself, you revealed the hidden nature of those around you. Some felt uplifted and inspired in your presence because your light awakened the part of them that longed for growth. Others, confronted by their own shadows, rejected you, mistreated you, or even betrayed you. Their treatment of you was never about your worth. It was always a reflection of their own inner struggles. As Carl Jung said, everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. In this sense, you are living karma, a reminder that no one can escape the energy they release into the world. Your energy works like a spiritual mirror, exposing what lies beneath the surface. Those who are honest and aligned with growth recognize you as a blessing. They see in you wisdom, resilience, and authenticity, and they are drawn closer to their own truth through your presence. But those who live in dishonesty and illusion feel threatened by you. Your light unsettles them, reminding them of their own shortcomings. And instead of confronting themselves, they project their discomfort onto you. They may belittle you, disrespect you, or try to dim your presence, but none of this defines you. Their actions are only proof of their own fear and insecurity. This is why some people feel peace around you, while others carry resentment. Those who cherish you are walking in alignment with truth. They feel your energy as guidance. Those who resist you are clinging to falsehood, unable to face what your presence reveals. In modern life, you can see this clearly in relationships, workplaces, and friendships. Genuine souls will honor you, while insecure ones will compete, gossip, or try to undermine you. But their reactions are not yours to carry. You are not meant to shrink yourself to ease their discomfort. The universe balances everything, and the law of karma never fails. When people mistreat you, they set the stage for their own lessons. Life has a way of circling back, showing them the cost of their choices. You don't need to seek revenge or prove anything. The same people who overlooked or betrayed you will one day regret it, not because you wish for it, but because they will feel the emptiness of losing your energy. Your presence is not replaceable, and its absence becomes a silent teacher. You were never meant to fit in. You were meant to stand apart as a beacon of truth. Being chosen comes with challenges: isolation, misunderstanding, and betrayal. Yet it also comes with divine protection. Every difficulty strengthens your spirit and deepens your wisdom. Your task is not to fight battles already taken care of by the universe, but to keep shining, keep walking, and trust the path unfolding before you. Those meant to journey with you will find you, and those who cannot handle your light will remove themselves. Your presence alone is enough. You are living karma, a reflection of truth and proof that no one escapes the energy they put into the world. If this message resonates with you, comment below, "I am a mirror," to embrace your true reflection and attract clarity into your life. 5. You trigger change in people. There is a power within you that you may not even recognize, yet others feel it the moment they are in your presence. Carl Jung reminded us that until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. And this is exactly why your energy unsettles people. You are not trying to intimidate or expose them, but your very being becomes a mirror reflecting the parts of themselves they work so hard to hide. Your presence draws out their shadows, their unspoken guilt, their buried insecurities, and that is why some people feel nervous, restless, or even threatened around you. Gloria Steinem's words capture this perfectly. The truth will set you free, but first it will make you uncomfortable. You are that uncomfortable truth, a living reminder of what they are avoiding within themselves. Because of this, some may distance themselves or even mistreat you, not because you are in the wrong, but because your light reveals what they cannot bear to face. They may mock you, betray you or dismiss your kindness, but every action is just a reflection of their inner conflict. Yet life is always ruled by balance, and spiritual wisdom teaches us that energy will always return to its source. The love you give, the patience you show, the light you carry, all of it will come back multiplied. And the pain, dishonesty, or cruelty directed towards you will also circle back, not through your revenge, but through the natural laws of karma. In time, those who underestimated you will see their actions clearly, and regret will rise in their hearts. By then, you will already be beyond their reach, elevated into a higher state of spiritual development, where their opinions no longer matter. Gandhi once said, "First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win." And your life is proof of this timeless truth. You don't need to fight back or prove your worth. Your growth is your victory. Your transformation is your answer, and your success is your karma. Without any effort to harm them, those who mistreated you will face the very lessons they tried to avoid. Life will orchestrate moments that mirror their behavior, and when that time comes, they will remember how they treated you. But their regret is not a weight for you to carry. It belongs to them. Your only responsibility is to keep walking your path, to keep shining, and to keep rising higher in your divine purpose. As another wise saying goes, when you are truly powerful, you do not need to harm others. Your energy alone rearranges the universe, so never shrink to make others feel comfortable. Never dim your light for spaces that were never designed to hold it. You are not here to fit in. You are here to shift energies, to awaken truth, and to embody transformation. Spirituality is not about pleasing everyone. It is about living as proof that light always overcomes shadow. Those who mistreated you will eventually look back with regret, but by then, you will already be walking in your destiny, radiant and untouchable. Your life itself is a lesson in spiritual wisdom, and your energy is the undeniable reminder that the universe always brings balance. If this message resonates with you, affirm your power in the comments. My energy transforms everything around me. I embrace my divine presence and limitless potential. 6. You disrupt illusions. You disrupt illusions simply by existing, because your very energy carries a force that unsettles those who hide behind deception. You do not need to expose lies with effort, for your essence itself reflects truth. When you enter a room, facades begin to crumble, not because you attack them, but because authenticity naturally dissolves what is false. Those who resist change feel uncomfortable in your presence, and instead of admitting that your light reveals their shadows, they project blame onto you. They see you as the cause of their unease, when in reality, you are the mirror reflecting what they do not wish to face. For some, you embody living karma. You do not wish harm upon anyone, but your spiritual awakening acts as a constant reminder of the integrity and courage they lack. Carl Jung once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." In the same way, your presence forces others to confront what they hide. And when they are not ready, they turn to criticism, rejection, or attempts to dim your light. They do not realize that their discomfort is not about you, but about their resistance to transformation. Deep down, they know your very being urges them to evolve, yet they remain in the battle they are unwilling to fight. You have been underestimated many times. Your kindness was mistaken for weakness, your silence for ignorance. People thought they could take advantage of your generosity, only to later feel the emptiness when you withdrew. Regret then begins to haunt them, for they remember dismissing you, rejecting your wisdom, or trying to wound your spirit, only to discover they are stuck in cycles you broke free from long ago. While they remain bound by illusions, you rise higher, embrace peace, and transform pain into strength. As Jung said, "I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become." And you chose growth. Your journey was never about revenge or proving yourself. You never needed validation from those who could not see your worth. Every betrayal and every rejection became a divine test, shaping you into someone unshakable. You walked through the fire, not to be destroyed by it, but to emerge purified and resilient. That is the essence of intelligent spiritual wisdom. It is not merely seeing the truth, but embodying it with every step. Never dim your light to make others comfortable. Those meant for you will recognize and honor your truth, while those who resist will only reveal their own nature. You are not here to please. You are here to awaken, to inspire, and to heal. When people regret how they treated you, it is not your burden to carry, for that lesson belongs to them. Your presence alone is a catalyst for transformation. And though not everyone can handle it, those who are destined will be drawn to your light. Keep walking in alignment, for your path is sacred, and your awakening is the proof that truth cannot be silenced. If you're ready to break free from illusions and embrace the truth, don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's awaken together. 7. Your silence is powerful. Those who once mistreated you, belittled you, or tried to manipulate your spirit will eventually face the undeniable truth that they were wrong about you, because your silence was never weakness, but a force they could not comprehend. They thrived on your reactions, feeding off your anger, your explanations, your attempts to defend yourself, and they believed their control depended on how deeply they could pull you into their chaos. But when you chose to master yourself, when you stopped responding and refused to engage, everything they built crumbled. Silence stripped away their illusions and exposed the emptiness of their power. Suddenly, their words echoed back to them. Their manipulation turned into noise they could no longer escape, and the darkness they tried to project outward forced them to confront itself. There is profound spiritual wisdom in this choice. Silence is not surrender. It is elevation. It is the act of rising above the battlefield and refusing to wrestle in the mud with those who crave your energy. As the saying goes, never wrestle with pigs. You both get dirty, but only the pig enjoys it. By walking away, you shift the power dynamic, because the moment you remove yourself, they lose access to your light, your patience, and your sacred energy. In modern life, whether in relationships, workplaces, or friendships, this truth repeats itself when you stop explaining, stop defending, and simply move forward. You reclaim your peace and declare that your energy is too valuable to be wasted on chaos. Those who wronged you are left to sit in the misery they once tried to inflict upon you. Without your kindness, without your presence, without your light, their world feels hollow and regret takes root. And here lies the divine truth. You are their karma, not by seeking revenge, not by lowering yourself to their level, but simply by continuing to live in alignment with your truth. Your growth, your success, your serenity become proof that their attempts to break you only made you stronger. This is the essence of spirituality and spiritual awakening: to rise above manipulation, to transform pain into power, and to let your very existence be the mirror that reflects their mistakes back to them. Every step you take in silence, every moment you choose peace over reaction, becomes a declaration that your soul cannot be controlled. They may regret how they treated you, but by the time they awaken to your worth, you will already have ascended beyond their reach. Your silence is power, your energy is sacred, and your elevation is the greatest response of all. Stay connected with our community of wisdom by subscribing to our channel. Here, we uncover the truth about energy, manipulation, and self-mastery, empowering you to rise above negativity. Remember, your peace is your power. Choose silence, walk away, and let them face their own darkness. 8. You were sent to stand out, not fit in. You were never meant to blend into the background, because the universe designed you to stand out. Carl Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." And your true self carries an energy that cannot be hidden. Without forcing, without demanding, your very presence shifts the atmosphere. People feel something stir inside them when they meet you, even if they cannot name it. Some are inspired, awakened to their own journey of self-discovery, while others feel exposed because your light uncovers the shadows they have been trying to bury. This is why you have known betrayal, rejection, and resistance, not as proof of weakness, but as evidence of the deep truths your spirit reveals to those who come close. Your energy does not attract attention because you seek it, but because your soul vibrates at a frequency that demands change. No one can stay stagnant around you. They are either inspired to rise higher, or their hidden nature surfaces, showing who they really are. That is why you may have been dismissed, disrespected, or taken for granted in past relationships. Those who mistreated you failed to recognize that they had been given the rare opportunity to walk beside someone carrying intelligence, spiritual wisdom, and a soul awakened to its divine essence. Now, as you grow stronger, they carry the weight of regret, realizing too late that your presence was not just company, it was transformation. You do not need to chase revenge or force people to regret how they treated you, because your life itself is karma in motion. The universe balances what you cannot. The lessons you left in the lives of others echo long after you have moved forward. Some will one day realize they stood in the presence of someone extraordinary, someone whose light was a gift. But by the time that revelation arrives, you will already have stepped into a greater version of yourself, rising higher, walking with clarity, and aligned with your divine calling. Jung reminds us, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. You were the mirror that forced them to see what they tried to hide, and now their fate is to live with the truth they once denied. To be chosen is to embrace the solitude that sometimes comes with the path. It means accepting that not everyone is meant to stand beside you. Some drift away, not because you are unworthy, but because they are unready for the transformation your presence demands. Do not dim your light to ease their discomfort. You were born to awaken, to heal, and to inspire. The universe has placed you exactly where you need to be. surrounded by those who are ready to rise with you, while others fall away by the natural law of growth. Every rejection, every betrayal, and every ounce of regret others carry is simply part of the design that pushes you closer to your destiny. Stay unwavering, because your journey is unfolding with divine precision. Let people remember you, regret losing you, and learn from the absence of your energy. You were never created to fit in. You were created to stand out as a living reminder that light cannot be hidden. This is the essence of spiritual awakening, the intelligence of spiritual wisdom, and the sacred truth of walking as your authentic self. 9. Solitude was part of your journey. There were moments when solitude pressed against your heart like an unbearable weight, when the people you trusted turned their backs, and relationships that once felt unshakable suddenly fell apart. Yet that solitude was never a curse. It was a blessing in disguise, a divine stage of preparation. The universe was not abandoning you, but refining you, sharpening your vision, deepening your intuition, and strengthening your inner power so you could carry the kind of wisdom that cannot be taught by comfort. In the stillness of those lonely hours, you found clarity to see through deception, resilience to rise from betrayal, and courage to continue even when no one else stood beside you. As Rumi said, "The wound is the place where the light enters you," and every wound you carried became the opening through which your light poured. Once, you were dismissed, underestimated, and even mocked. Your kindness was misread as weakness, your loyalty taken for granted. But now those same people watch from afar, filled with regret. They sense the shift in your energy, the undeniable presence you carry, the aura of wisdom and strength that demands respect. You have become divinely set apart, and in losing you, they lost a blessing they never understood. Their regret is their karma, the return of their own choices, the echo of every moment they failed to honor what was sacred. You never needed revenge because your transformation itself became the answer. The universe worked on your behalf, and your thriving became the most powerful response to betrayal. As Carl Jung revealed, until people make the unconscious conscious, it directs their lives, and they call it fate. Those who wronged you now confront the consequences of their unconscious actions, seeing clearly only after you have risen beyond them. Your existence, your success, your healing, these speak louder than any words of retaliation could. The law of energy is simple. What we give is what we receive, and their own choices have returned to them. You are no longer the person they once knew. You have elevated, healed, and embraced your spiritual power. Spirituality and spiritual development have transformed you into someone aligned with a greater destiny, one that surpasses the imagination of those who doubted you. Your solitude was not abandonment, but sacred preparation, a divine pause to reconnect you with your higher calling. It was never about who left or who stayed. It was about awakening the light within you that no one could take away. Do not dwell on the past or waste your energy on those who failed to see your worth. Walk boldly into your destiny, trusting that divine timing has always been on your side. Your life now stands as living proof that pain can transform into wisdom, betrayal into strength, and solitude into awakening. And as those who once underestimated you look on with regret, they will finally understand you were never just another person in their story. You were the lesson their soul had to learn. If this message resonates with you, comment, "I am grateful for my transformation," to affirm your journey. Your solitude was never abandonment. It was preparation. 10. Your energy is unstoppable. Your energy is unstoppable, carrying a frequency that no manipulation or attack could ever suppress. Because what sustains you is not external, but deeply spiritual, a force that no human hand can take away. Many mistook your humility for weakness and your kindness for naivety, believing they had control over your destiny. Yet you were always aware, always discerning, sensing the betrayals before they unfolded, and choosing not to fall into the trap of proving them wrong, but to remain faithful to proving yourself right. Now, as you rise into your true power, those who once sought to diminish your light are forced to watch from the shadows, unable to ignore the brilliance of your transformation, because spiritual awakening does not shrink under pressure. It expands, it elevates, it transforms, and you, the chosen one, are the very embodiment of transformation. Every hardship you endured was not wasted, but woven into the fabric of your becoming. Every tear, sleepless night, and lonely silence became a sacred initiation, not punishment, but preparation. For the path of a chosen soul was never meant to be easy. Betrayal taught you discernment. Loss carved resilience into your spirit. Solitude gave you unshakable faith in yourself and in the divine order guiding your steps. Looking back, the once insurmountable obstacles now reveal themselves as stepping stones, shaping your strength, awakening your spirit, and proving that what once looked like suffering was in truth the refining fire of destiny. Those who laughed at your pain now stand silenced by your triumph, burdened by regret as they realize you were never a victim, but a vessel of greatness they could not comprehend. The world has long conditioned people to stay small, to settle for mediocrity, to fear the unknown. But your very essence refuses to be confined by such limits. You are not here to blend in. You are here to disrupt illusions, to shift realities, to break generational cycles, to awaken others from the sleep of conformity. Your presence alone challenges the false comfort of the ordinary, and that is why your path was heavy, because the energy you carry is powerful enough to stir the very fabric of existence. And now, as you rise beyond every limitation, those who doubted you are confronted by the undeniable truth of your transformation, witnessing divine justice unfold in real time, forced to face that their mistreatment was never hidden from the universe. You are the living proof that spiritual power transcends all boundaries, the embodiment of karma itself, reminding the world that every word, every action, every intention leaves an imprint. Those who once dismissed your vision now long to understand the secret of your radiance, yet they cannot, because the energy you embody cannot be duplicated. It is divine, it is rare, it is yours alone. While they wrestle with regret, you move forward untouched, unstoppable, aligned fully with your higher calling. You are the karma they never foresaw, the lesson they never wanted to learn, the truth they cannot escape. You stand tall in your authenticity, walking in a light that was never meant to be hidden, carrying a power the world has yet to see in full. And when it does, they will know they never had the power to break you, for you were always destined to rise. If this message has awakened something deep within you, affirm your power in the comments. I am unstoppable. Every challenge has made me stronger. I am here to transform reality. If this message resonated with your soul today, know that your presence carries a powerful karmic signature, and the way people treat you will reveal more about their journey than yours. You are not here to prove your worth. You are here to embody it. If you felt seen, inspired, or awakened in any way, please don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who needs this message, and subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom for more content that guides your spiritual awakening and personal growth. And don't forget to tap the notification bell so you never miss a moment of truth, healing, and higher consciousness. Until next time, walk boldly in your worth. Carl Jung predicts 5 ways to make money by being yourself. Carl Jung once said, "You are not what happened to you. You are what you choose to become." In today's world, where authenticity is more valuable than imitation, this truth carries the power to transform not just your soul, but also your financial reality. Imagine if the very qualities you've been hiding, your intuition, creativity, and individuality, are the keys to making money by simply being yourself. That's exactly what Jung foresaw. And in this video from Spiritual Wisdom, we'll explore 5 powerful ways to turn self-knowledge into prosperity. Before we dive in, I want to hear from you. Do you believe being authentic can be more profitable than following the crowd? Share your thoughts in the comments below, because your journey of growth begins with that one choice. 1. Shadow-based storytelling. Shadow-based storytelling is the art of transforming struggles, traumas, and the hidden shadow within you into living stories that heal. Instead of being a burden, the shadow becomes a source of wisdom and creativity. Carl Jung taught us that the shadow is not our enemy, but our most faithful teacher. And when you dare to speak from that place of raw honesty, you not only liberate yourself, but also extend a hand to others who are silently carrying the same weight. In today's world, where curated perfection dominates, authenticity shines brighter than any mask. People are no longer moved by flawless images. They are drawn to voices that echo their own pain and resilience. Voices that prove healing and transformation are possible. That is why storytelling rooted in the shadow holds immense value spiritually, emotionally, and even financially. Sharing authentically through books, podcasts, courses, or creative projects creates a ripple effect of resonance. When someone listens to a podcast where you confess your journey through grief, or reads a chapter where you describe overcoming rejection, they are not consuming content. They are experiencing themselves through your story. This is the miracle of resonance. Your scars mirror their wounds. Your healing offers them hope, and your courage awakens theirs. That is why people are willing to invest in these creations. They are not paying for a product. They are investing in connection, in guidance, and in the proof that they too can rise. The shadow, once a silent enemy, becomes a trusted business partner because it generates the kind of authenticity that no amount of surface-level advice can replicate. This practice aligns seamlessly with spirituality and spiritual awakening. For centuries, cultures passed wisdom through parables and myths, teaching the deepest truths by embedding them in human stories. Today, when you share your own shadow tales, you continue this sacred tradition. The only difference is that your stage is bigger. You are not limited to a campfire or temple, but can speak to the entire world through digital platforms. A YouTube video can reach thousands. A podcast can travel across continents. A self-published book can land in the hands of someone who desperately needs to know they are not alone. Your shadow becomes a global language, carrying both healing energy and financial reward. At its core, shadow-based storytelling is also about reclaiming your power. Instead of hiding the wounds that once silenced you, you reframe them into lessons and pathways. When you say, "I was broken, but I found light," you provide a roadmap for someone still lost in the dark. This act is deeply spiritual because it transforms suffering into service. The reward is twofold: the liberation of your own spirit and the awakening of those who receive your story. And within the structure of modern life, this healing exchange can sustain you financially as well. People eagerly pay for the clarity a course brings, the wisdom a coaching session offers, or the courage a book instills, because what they are really buying is transformation, something beyond price. In practical terms, applying this principle begins with reflection. Look back at the defining struggles of your life, the heartbreaks, failures, traumas, and silent battles. Identify the wisdom they forced you to uncover. Then shape those lessons into a story that can be shared. Write it, record it, speak it, or create art from it. Do not fear imperfection, because vulnerability itself is the magnet of connection. Jung reminded us that the most terrifying act is to accept oneself completely, yet it is also the act that generates the deepest bond with others. Vulnerability turns your shadow into light, and that light into livelihood. Shadow-based storytelling proves that money and meaning can coexist, that spirituality and prosperity are not opposites but companions. By weaving your scars into stories, you transform them into bridges. By offering your authentic truth, you invite others to discover their own. This is not only a way of making money by being yourself, it is a sacred act of turning wounds into wisdom, shadows into service, and authenticity into abundance. Comment below. My shadow is my superpower. If you're ready to turn your hidden truth into your greatest source of abundance. 2. Soul-led guidance. Carl Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." And in today's chaotic world, that privilege is also becoming a path to prosperity. You don't need to be certified by an institution when you've been initiated by life itself. If you've faced pain, navigated darkness, and risen from your own ashes, then you are already qualified in the most sacred way. Your lived experience, your heartbreaks, your breakthroughs, your awakenings is not a liability. It's your legacy. In a time when people are no longer seeking surface-level advice, but instead longing for depth, transformation, and real human connection, your soul-led wisdom is not only welcomed, it is necessary. You are not here to impress anyone with polished perfection. You are here to walk beside those who are just now entering the storms you've already survived. In this era of spiritual awakening, being yourself fully, freely, and without shame is the most magnetic form of leadership. People are no longer buying information, they're investing in transformation. And that shift is spiritual. What used to be seen as soft skills, intuition, empathy, presence are now the currency of the new economy. Intelligence is no longer measured by credentials, but by embodiment. Carl Jung taught us that until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. But once you've made that unconscious material conscious, once you've met your shadow and danced with your inner child, you become a guide for those still trapped in the maze of their own minds. Your healing becomes a map. Your presence becomes a mirror. This is not about being a guru. This is about being a witness to someone who sees, listens, and holds space without judgment. In doing so, you become a coach, a mentor, a soul guide not through authority, but through authenticity. This is where spiritual wisdom meets practical life. You've overcome emotional abuse. You can help others regulate their nervous systems. You've walked through identity loss and come out with clarity. You can guide others through their own unraveling. Your life has already given you the curriculum. Now it's about offering it back, not in arrogance, but in reverence. There is someone out there praying for a voice like yours, a presence like yours, a story like yours. And when you show up on a podcast, on a coaching call, in a piece of writing, you become the answer to their silent questions. That's not just powerful, that's profitable. Because value is no longer in how much you know, but in how deeply you've lived and how generously you give from that well. This is a call to remember that you are your own certification. Your emotions, your failures, your scars, they all belong. You don't need to perform spiritual intelligence. You just need to embody it. Let the wisdom you've integrated become your business. Let your transformation become your offering. And as you do, you'll realize that your story isn't just for you, it's a bridge. A bridge between someone's suffering and someone's breakthrough. You are not just meant to survive. You are meant to serve, to guide, and yes, to be financially supported while doing so. Because when you lead with soul, the universe provides. And when you trust your spiritual intelligence, abundance becomes the natural side effect. Have you ever followed your soul's guidance and watched abundance unfold? If yes, share your story in the comments so others can be inspired. If not yet, comment below. I will listen to my soul, and let's walk this path of spiritual wisdom together. 3. Creative transmutation, art from the soul. Your creativity is not a side hobby. It is your soul's language, your spiritual fingerprint in a world starving for authenticity. What Carl Jung saw long before the world caught on is now a living truth. Your uniqueness is not a flaw. It's a form of currency. In this new era of consciousness, where spirituality and spiritual development are becoming central to how we live and work, your original expression is no longer optional. It is essential. Every part of you that once felt too strange, too emotional, too complex to be accepted by the world is now exactly what the world is seeking. Your weird ideas, your sensitive intuition, your quiet longings, they are not distractions. They are divine instructions. When you channel those raw energies into forms of expression, into poetry, artwork, design, tarot readings, digital offerings, storytelling, you are doing more than creating. You are translating your soul into something others can touch, feel, and resonate with. And that resonance is what people pay for. Not polish, not perfection, not strategy, resonance. Because today, people are not drawn to what looks best. They're drawn to what feels true. They want art that speaks to their unseen wounds. They want words that echo what they haven't found the courage to say. They want symbols that make them feel understood in their quiet chaos. And only the kind of person who has journeyed through their own depths can offer that. You don't need to go viral. You don't need a studio, a label, or a degree. You need one thing: the courage to bring forth what's already inside you. To stop hiding the most beautiful parts of your soul just because they don't look like anyone else's. Because the truth is, your originality is your algorithm. The right people will find you when you finally become visible to yourself. You were never meant to appeal to everyone. You were meant to activate someone. And when you begin to view your life as art, when your story becomes your offering, your healing becomes your voice, your tears become your texture, you shift from survival to self-expression, from hustle to alignment. This is the power of creative transmutation. It's not just about making things. It's about turning what almost broke you into something that builds others. It's about honoring your pain enough to give it purpose. And that purpose becomes prosperity. That is what spiritual wisdom looks like in action. This is not a fantasy. It is the natural outcome of embodying your spiritual development. Because wealth, in its highest form, flows where alignment lives. So take your journal entries, your drawings, your voice notes, your raw emotions, and mold them into something that reflects your inner truth. Then release them, not to impress, but to connect. Not to perform, but to liberate. Not to chase money, but to awaken meaning. In doing so, you become the artist of your own reality. And that is the most powerful form of abundance there is. Leave a like and subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss content that awakens your creative power and aligns your soul with prosperity. Comment below: I deserve to live a financially prosperous life. If you believe your art is your abundance. 4. Microcontent oracles, speaking your frequency. Platforms like TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Instagram Reels are no longer just playgrounds for entertainment. They've become modern-day altars for spiritual expression, where your energy is your offering and your voice is your vibration. Carl Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." And in this era of spiritual awakening, being who you are is not just a personal victory, it's a professional strategy. When you speak from your truth, especially in micro-content form, you're not just making videos, you're emitting frequencies. You become a lighthouse in a sea of noise, guiding others who are silently searching for a reflection of their own authenticity. It's not about filters, scripts, or production. It's about resonance. In a digital world oversaturated with perfection, it's your rawness, your imperfection, your spiritual wisdom that draws people in. People are no longer buying into polished personas. They're investing in presence. That moment when you speak from your soul, even in under a minute, becomes a sacred portal for connection, income, and impact. Jung would say you're giving form to the unconscious, and in doing so, you're not just healing yourself, you're awakening others. The subconscious mind doesn't respond to logic, it responds to frequency. And that's why micro-content is so powerful. One short video recorded in a messy room on a tired day with no script and full sincerity can ripple across the internet like a divine transmission. In that moment, you're not just seen, you're felt. And that is the currency of the new world. Monetization in this age of consciousness isn't about funnels or formulas. It's about frequency alignment. It's not about creating a brand. It's about becoming a beacon. The part of you that once felt too weird, too deep, too sensitive, or too emotional is now your greatest asset. That shadow side, the one you thought you had to hide, is actually where your magic lives. When you speak from that space, unguarded, honest, and spiritually aware, you activate magnetism. You don't need to shout to be heard anymore. You just need to resonate. That's why spiritual content creators who whisper truth often go further than influencers who scream trends. Your story, your struggles, your insights, even your silence, all of it has value when spoken with integrity. Jung's concept of individuation teaches that the journey to wholeness requires integrating all parts of yourself. And the moment you allow those parts to speak through you online, you become whole in public and profitable in private. You are not here to convince anyone. You are here to remember yourself out loud. Your microcontent is a mirror for those who have forgotten who they are. In the digital marketplace of the soul, your voice is sacred commerce. You are not a product. You are a presence. And your presence is the most valuable product of all. Every time you speak your frequency, you realign your timeline. You call in those who are energetically waiting for you to show up. You collapse time by collapsing masks. And in doing so, you attract opportunities, partnerships, clients, and community, not because you followed a strategy, but because you followed your spirit. That's the paradox of modern success. When you stop trying to be seen and start trying to be sincere, the right eyes find you. That's not algorithmic, that's alchemical. So share your 1-minute truth like it's a prayer. Post your story like it's scripture. Record your insight like it's a prophecy. In the age of energy, spirituality is the strategy, and the shortest distance between you and abundance is the courage to be yourself, consistently, publicly, and unapologetically. If you believe your voice carries a frequency that can change your reality, declare it now in the comments. I speak my truth, and it attracts abundance. 5. Conscious community building. Carl Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." And in today's world, where artificial personas dominate and mass appeal often overshadows authenticity, this insight has become not only a path to inner peace, but also a smart, spiritual strategy for creating wealth. In an age where people are waking up spiritually, true intelligence is being redefined. It's no longer just about how much you know, but how deeply you feel, how consciously you lead, and how authentically you show up. That's why conscious community building has become one of the most powerful and sustainable ways to make money, not through force or manipulation, but through resonance, trust, and presence. Instead of obsessing over viral content or follower counts, the real currency today is energy, your ability to hold space for healing, growth, and authenticity. Whether you're hosting sacred circles on Zoom, building a private group on Discord, or offering exclusive guidance through Patreon or a membership site, what matters most is not the size of your community, but the soul of it. People are no longer looking for influencers. They're searching for safe havens, for spaces where they can be seen, heard, and transformed. When you offer that with integrity, income becomes a natural side effect, not because you're selling something, but because you're serving something real. Jung reminded us, you are not what happened to you. You are what you choose to become. When you choose to become a sacred mirror for others, a space where truth can be spoken and pain can be alchemized, you don't just build a business, you build a sanctuary. This kind of community doesn't just grow, it deepens. It doesn't just convert, it connects. It doesn't just survive, it thrives. Because people don't stay for content, they stay for energy, for the feeling of being safe, understood, and spiritually supported. In this new spiritual economy, depth is more valuable than reach. A group of 10 deeply aligned, emotionally invested members can create more impact and, yes, more income than 10,000 disengaged strangers. That's because what you're offering isn't a product, it's a portal, a doorway to healing, a circle of trust. And people will return to that sacred space again and again when they feel its frequency matches their evolution. So instead of chasing validation through numbers, turn inward. Build slow. Build consciously. Build with care. Let your spiritual wisdom, your life experience, your healing journey, and even your shadow be the foundation of your brand. When you stop performing and start embodying, your energy shifts and people feel it. And when they feel safe in your energy, they support it. Not because they're buying something, but because they're becoming someone. And that, more than any marketing strategy, is how spiritual intelligence creates wealth. If this message has awakened something within you, declare it in the comments. I believe my community is my currency. I'm building with purpose and alignment. And so, the true wealth that Carl Jung foresaw is not about chasing trends, but about daring to live as your authentic self. When you honor who you are, you unlock the doors not only to inner fulfillment, but also to material abundance. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to like this video, share it with others who need this wisdom, and subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom. Be sure to turn on notifications so you won't miss our upcoming videos that continue guiding you on the path of growth, transformation, and true prosperity.